Etepu. Peace and blessings to all from Divine Peace, Meditation, and Yoga. This is Baba Sekou and Mama Imani. We're outside on a sacred Saturday, mid-morning before it gets too hot. Taking the bear's den outside, getting some fresher air since so much rainstorm. There's a little shot of part of the garden in the side yard or the driveway. But today, the plan is to add to the compost box. We have apple cores and peelings, onion peelings and skins to add in, and we're also going to turn it today. We have for our props the trusty terracotta bowl, an extra mulch, repurposing a mulch bag. Probably going to move the box over to the south 40 of the urban farm and place it over there. A lot more water collects over there, and I want to turn this space once I get my garden weasel. Yes, I am going to keep uttering it until I manifest it, if not this month, then next month, and clean up all of this ivy and overgrowth, put down cardboard, and plant either directly in augmented topsoil, plant some flowers, or if that's not possible, get some more containers and plant more vegetables, more fruits, and kitchen herbs. So that is the plan for this afternoon. I will be pausing the video to keep it from being too long and updating you as the good works progresses. Hold tight. All right. I have moved the compost box, working a little bit smarter, not harder, because this has been sitting out here for several weeks, and it has been rained on, and my youngest son, and I have poured small amounts of rainwater into the box to keep the contents from getting too hot. So it's quite heavy, and I have used a piece of cardboard. Sorry about any background noise. That is the heat pump. The air conditioning is on inside the house, inside the Pond D, except for the King and Queen's chamber, because Baba Sekou does not like it too cool. So I usually crack the windows unless it gets sweltering. Reusing a cardboard box. This came to us as a food box for the senior program. Big up to Seniors Aging Gracefully, or SAG, S-A-G, and Miss Jan Wynn House, her sister Teresa, Miss Sandra, who was our care ambassador. These food boxes with produce, and sometimes it was yogurt, sometimes it was sour cream, mozzarella cheese, milk, low-fat milk, were very helpful during the winter months and early spring when the weather was cold and rainy and we couldn't always get to the grocery store, or it was end of the month food scarcity and we really needed the apples and the potatoes and the onions that were in the food box. So big up to Seniors Aging Gracefully program. I can't wait until they're back in session, whether it's in person or online. Let's take a look at the compost box. I mentioned before that we got this box 2 years ago from the curb, reclaiming it from bulk pickup on a refuse collection day, and so it was already cracked at the bottom, and as I have moved it around and plopped it down, more plastic pieces have come off of it. So that'll go in the recycle bin, and I'm picking out, as I see them, other pieces of plastic. That'll probably go in refuse. So we have, picking out some plastic that I see on top, we have that's a piece of glass, yard waste from our neighbor who is a landscaper. He was trimming the hedges next door, and I asked for grass clippings when he was cutting the grass, and the next week I asked him for the hedge clippings. So that's that here. I also have kitchen scraps, apple peelings, onion, and the last bit of yard waste. And this over here is some of the dirt and grass that I pulled out from underneath the sanctuary window. So eventually I'm going to add that in too. So here I have the trusty terracotta, some cement pieces, some pieces of brick that came up when I was digging up the dead stump that caught fire during a slight cookout emergency with our neighbors a couple of weeks ago. And I'm just going to use this pot with this plastic underneath because it has a large hole in the bottom. I'm going to take out some of, or quite a bit of, the branches, more glass, so that I can get the kitchen scraps in. This is all some of the dirt from underneath the sanctuary window and some from the campfire area. I see some more onion skins, lots of ants. I will be coming out here with the dollar store cinnamon. Careful of the glass. See any glass or plastic. I am picking it out. These ants are mad and I'm disturbing them. So sorry. But I'm working my own experiment here. Onions and skins, peels, last of the apples, cores, peelings. And bring it in close. There is a snail on one of the branches. But he's going in. He'll work his way out. He'll work his way back up. We just step over here for the shovel. Flip it over a little bit better. Once I finish, I'm going to pause here, and once I finish putting all of this in, we will step over to job number 3. Back in a bit. Just taking a second for demonstration purposes to update you about the western 40 of the Goddess Urban Farm. From about here, where my neighbor's chair is, all the way past this bucket, and to where you see here, what is left of a long dead ancient tree that grew up in here, with shovel and hedge clippers. I cleared the ivy from about there, which is about maybe 15, it's less than 20 feet, maybe 15 feet. That was the last weekend in February. I didn't get any video of it because I was inspired by Spirit, and I just did the work. I think it was the last Friday and Saturday in February. And when I came back out, there was a March rains, and when I came back out a couple of days after I started, which was the day after a few days of deluge, we had the greenery had regrown. And again, because there was a dead tree stump, the greenery that was alive used that bark and the insects that were in it as fertilizer, and that's why the greenery grows up here so quickly. But again, speaking my garden weasel into existence, once I get it, I will be working much smarter, not hard. I will weasel all of this out. I will put down cardboard at first, because that's what my budget can handle. And maybe July, August, I'll be able to put down some garden fabric. And I will be, again, getting large planters, discount store buckets if need be, going to the big box store and getting the big tubs. And this is the area that I hope to enhance, improve, develop for the rest of the summer and the early fall. All right. Last bit of the video that I wanted to show before closing is the area that I'm very proud of under the sanctuary window. I was frugal, as many of our homestead and organic food forest and urban farm gurus on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram have reminded us, you don't plant all of your seeds at one time. So I planted a little bit in a grow bag and in a small flower pot, and to see how, to experiment a little bit and see how it would do. And then when Spirit moved me to, I cleaned out this trough. Pardon the shaking, pardon any underground noise, background noise from the heat pump. We are expecting 89, 90 degrees today, so I do have the AC on. And we have here, I took my discount garden fork hand tools, and I clawed out all of the most of the weeds, the glass, the plastic, all the time meditating and wondering about past families and neighbors who had lived in this building, because there was a lot of glass, people. I don't know if windows were replaced and they were just allowed to drop out here in the back until they were put into recycling or refuse, but there was a lot of glass. And I could tell because there is evidence of past satellite dish installations, a lot of plastic tubing from wires, and maybe when the heat pump was installed. So a lot of those wirings and those little plastic casings. So I dug all of that out, hand sifted it. Again, the chia herb garden did not do well with me, so I'm trying to repurpose the pots. A neighbor, big up to Kim in Mother's Out Front, she gave me some marigold seeds that she had harvested from past gardening seasons. So they were heirloom marigold seeds, and I planted them in these three terracotta planters here, since it didn't work well with the herbs. But the hummingbird, wildflower, butterfly seed mix that I got from Big Lots, I sprinkled that all along the brick wall. And then in the front edge border, I planted the American Seed Company wildflower butterfly seed mix from Dollar Tree. And the blue specks are the seed mix from Big Lots. They're sprouting. And in the front here, if you see any beige specks, that is the Dollar Tree seed mix, and they are sprouting. Very happy about that. Here in this bag, this is a little bit of homemade mulch from the bark of the tree and the ashes from that tree being incinerated. Again, an Uncle Gus moment. Did not realize that the hot coals from their grill, my neighbors didn't realize that it would blaze up, and neither did we. So my youngest son sprang into action and kept dousing it with water even after the neighbors finished dousing it themselves. My youngest son said it's still smoldering, so he kept on going in and out of our kitchen and getting more and more water and bringing it out here and dousing it by the western chain link fence. So all praises to Kama'u. Joy to his people for that. And lastly, a little update about seeds. Speaking into existence some of the seeds that some more of the seeds that I want to plant. Even though they came from store-bought multicolor sweet peppers, I'm still going to proceed with my experiment to plant these, get them started. And this one, these were saved in March, 2 separate times in March, so I will be starting those throughout the rest of this month. I was able to find some seeds, so I separated them into some of my categories, a couple of categories. I have here the flowers, mixed flowers, bee flower mix, busy bee sunflower, and burpees, bee and butterfly garden. Again, it's starting to get warm, and the rain is sometimes deluging us. So some seeds are getting drowned, some seeds are getting washed to one side of the pot and possibly drowned. So some things are not coming up, and some things are coming up weeks after you think that it may have died. So I'm going to, once I get more containers, I'm going to try the red velvet lettuce again. I'm going to try the hybrid spinach once it cools off. It's too it's too late for cabbage, so I'll wait until I'll wait until it cools off to start these. Sekou really wanted some sugar daddy peas. We just didn't have the potting soil, and again, it looks like I can do these in September. The carrots, I never started those, so that's gonna have to wait. I do have some bunching onion. Here it is. Organic onion. This is the one that's open. Organic onion, not the bunching onion. That is in the black and silver pot that for weeks I couldn't remember what I had planted. So I'm keeping an eye on the organic onion. I'll be planting more flowers. And in August I can plant, it says here, February through May and August through October. In August I can plant more lettuce and looks like spinach and the cabbage. August through September. So June and July we'll be planting flowers, looking out for deals on fruit seedlings, planting my sweet pepper experiments, and cleaning up the yard even more, so that by my birth month, hashtag Black August, we will be able to turn this into a outdoor sanctuary with a canopy or a big umbrella. Invite some of our neighbors over for some drumming, some humming, some meditating, some singing, some dancing. Loved ones that we have inspired us over the years that don't even live in Norfolk. Got a couple of loved ones in Hampton. Day program. Yogic rhythms. And my wish for August and September is to invite them to christen our space. So, I think that has made the video long enough. Baba Sekou and I are going to go in and get him a little sustenance, because it is going on 12 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Please give it a thumbs up to show that you like the video. Please leave an inspiring comment. I need all the inspiration that I can get. The Bear's Den needs all the positive energy that we can get. We are happy to be sitting out here after days of rain and drizzle because of the negative ions, because Baba Sekou is feeling so much better today. He's breathing so much deeper. The congestion that he was feeling and the nausea that he was feeling is gone as of yesterday, and we give thanks for that. And you know it's warm when your neighbors are out joyriding and thumping their tunes. Trust me, when we get our another hoopty, we will be doing the same thing on the way to the beach, on the way to the park. But hoping that your sacred Saturday continues to be safe and healthy and blessed. Meria, which means much love. Sha'esha I'ah, which means mad respect. That's my translation. And blessed be. Subscribe to the channel if you are so moved.